Hi everyone, this is Tony here from digitalreadymarketing.com. Today's SEO analysis will take a look at Stageworks Theater. So Stageworks Theater is a non-profit organization located in Tampa, Florida. It was founded in 1983 and is essentially a high-quality professional theater company. So now let's take a look at their website. So as you can see, here's their website. They have a slider at the top here. And they have all this navigation, and when you mouse over, it sort of the sub pages pops up. Now, one of the things that I like to do when I get to a website is to type WP admin, and what this does is it's a very common folder path for WordPress, and by doing that, I can find out whether the site runs on WordPress or not. And since there are about 20% of the websites in the world run on WordPress, that will give me some ideas for SEO. So let me show you very quickly what kind of ideas that will give me. So for example, if we go to robots.txt, so I can see, okay, Stageworks Theater does block WP admin folder path. Now, there are other folder paths that we can block also, and it really depends on what you don't want the search robots to see. And it's debatable. For example, Yoast, in this post that he talked about robots.txt, he mentioned that really this is the only thing that he blocks. And actually that's also there's one of the folder paths that I block also for digital ready marketing. In fact, if we come here, so here's digitalreadymarketing.com's robots.txt. As you can see, the plugin folder path, it's blocked. The reason being because some plugin creators, they put index.php page in there, and when that gets indexed, it doesn't really make sense because they could potentially create links within that index page and then link out to their page, and that potentially could dilute the SEO value of our website. And that's kind of a clever way for the plugins producers to get backlinks, which we don't really want that happening on our site. And then the author folder path page, so those kind of places where potential duplicate content can be created, I tend to block them. And this is not a comprehensive list, obviously, and we can talk about that in some other occasion, but as of now, this is what I'm blocking. Then also you can add location of your signups. So it's one way to submit your signups on Google Webmaster Tool, but it's also a good practice to put them in here, so not only Google, Bing, but also other potential search engines knows where your signups is located, since you probably not going to sign up for every single webmaster tools out there. There's Baidu, that's another search engine in China. There is Yandex, that's a common, very famous search engine in Russian, Eastern Europe area. So, by doing this, they can find it without you really need to sign up with their webmaster tool. In any case, that's enough of that. Let's go back to the Stageworks Theater website, and here are a couple things I would like to show you. So since this slider looks pretty fancy and all these functions, we want to really make sure that the link, especially the main navigation link, is not based on JavaScript. Now, the reason for that is Google does not crawl JavaScript very well. Even though recently they announced that now they're starting to crawl our pages and then can execute the JavaScripts much better than before. But still, we do not want to risk it, risking sort of this, these pages getting blocked from Google. So what we want to do is, here's a tool that I use, which is called Web Developer. It's a plugin. You can find this for both Chrome and Firefox. Now you just have to simply mouse over and go to disable JavaScript. Now let's refresh the page, and then you can see all that fancy slider disappear because it's based on JavaScript. Now, fortunately, all this drop down in the main navigation section is still working. So obviously that's not based on JavaScript. So that's a good news. So Google can definitely see this links. Now, another thing we can do is to get rid of the CSS. And this really shows us what Google sees. As you can see, all these links are visible. So that's good news. And then, here's all these images and also links. Now, if you want to go one step further, you can go to images and then you can display alt tag. So here we can see whether these images have alt tag. And that's, of course, the best SEO practice. And I can see there isn't one. This one doesn't have it. So this is really just looking at page level, just give us a good idea what's going on the website. Now let's enable all this. And let's go back here actually. And here's another thing that I'd like to do when I start working on a new website. So which is use a site operator. So here's, site calling and then the root domain. And as you can see, there are 84 pages for Stageworks. And I like to just browse through, see if there's any funny subdomains or funny folder path, large cap, small cap, folder path, those kind of things, see if they stand out. So we have actually done quite a bit of those work here. If we go back to digitalradiomarketing.com, we can see when we use Screaming Frog, 60 pages, and compared to Google index page, 81 pages. Now this fluctuate, of course, because the website probably adding, removing new pages, old pages, things like that. So we do put down the date when we analyzed at the bottom here, but obviously the website can keep updating their website. So this may not accurate at the time I'm recording this video compared to when we actually did the actual analysis. But still, there are many other elements that still stands. For example, we found 13 pages of 404 errors. So what you want to do is really redirect them and 301 redirect these 404 errors to other pages. Otherwise, in fact, I can show you one of them maybe very quickly here. So for example, this one here, copy URL, and let's come back and I'm going to open a new tab. And just very quickly, so this is a shows and events 2013 to 14. Obviously this page doesn't exist anymore, and that's 404 error right there. Now another thing we can do is really just quickly check, see how many backlinks that page has. So we can go to a Majestic, okay, and this is a service that lets us check the backlinks, and we can just copy and paste that specific URL. So fortunately, this specific URL doesn't seem to have any backlinks, but imagine when you have a page that's getting linked, it shows up as 404, and all those backlinks are wasted on the 404 page, which is not good. Okay, so that's why we really want to take care of these 404 pages when we find out. And as I said, there are 13 404 pages, and there's a tool that can allow us to easily check whether there are any backlinks, and if it's really urgent to really need to redirect these 404 pages to appropriate page so we can capture those backlinks. But anyway, that's about 404 pages. And then other than that, let's take a look at other notable SEO elements that needs to be taken care of. So it seems to be pretty good. We don't really see many problems here. Meta description, pages without meta description. So that's not as bad as, it's not really a search ranking factor. It's more like click-through factor, because when people search on your site, they really want to see this nice meta description rather than something that just talks about just something that's seemed to be just from portion of your website, and that doesn't make sense, doesn't correlate to really what the page seems to be really talking about. So that's why you want to have a meta description to talk about what this page is. So when people search for it, they see, oh, okay, so this seems to be what I'm looking for, and more likely they will click that search result. Okay, let's come back here to digitalradiomarketing.com SEO analysis page. So number of headings, so they're missing H1 and H2. These are major SEO ranking factors. So ideally you should have those taken care of. And loading speed is 3.3 seconds at the time when we tested it. It's not very fast actually, but still it's not too bad considering it's a WordPress site, and it's not really a retailer site, and it's only providing information. Then other factors, these are a little bit low, Google page speed score, but other than that, it's pretty okay. It's a small website, but seems to be pretty clean, and everything seems to be working pretty well. But obviously, if we can take care of those, and this is really a simple, free SEO analysis. We don't really have all the tools necessary to really find out if there's any bigger problems, because when we can get the access to Google Webmaster Tool and analytics package, if it's already been set up, then we can really dig into the data and see if there's something that we should work on right now. That is, any major issue that's causing the site not ranking for some low-hanging fruit keywords that we can really just spend a few hours, get it fixed, and get it start ranking for those. In any case, so overall it's pretty okay, but still there are some stuff that can be done a little bit better. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.